Hello and welcome. In this lesson, we'll be looking at addition and subtraction involving negative numbers using number line. Now, before we do any questions on this, we have to understand the number line concept. So there are two things that we have to understand before we start working on questions. Well, the first thing is, if I go to the left side of the number line, when I'm using my number line as a horizontal line, if I go to the left side, then my value will decrease. I'm talking about value. If I go to the right side of the number line, then my value will increase. My value will increase. For example, I will give you example on this in a minute. And the second concept that we have to look at is, here's my number line. This is my zero mark. Now I can go to the right side of the zero and I can go to the left side of the zero. So if I go to the right side of the zero, then you have to remember my numbers will increase. What does that mean? This means, let's have a look. So here it is 0. I'm going to the right, it will become 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if you look at it, my numbers have increased, right? I can do the same thing. I can go to the left side of the 0, and if I go to the left side of the 0, my numbers will still increase, but they will become negative, right? So -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5. We have to keep this in mind, okay? And once we have remembered it, and when we start using this on questions, it will make our life much more easier. So let's quickly have a look at an example here, right? What we have here is a question here and says I have to add -5 and a -10. So what will I do? I can say this -5 is my start. This negative is telling me I'm going to go left. Why? Because my value will decrease, right? By how much? By 10 points. Okay, so this is my start. This negative is telling me I have to go left, and this is telling me I have to go back by 10 points, right? So I'm going to say this is my number line. Here's my 0. Where is this -5? My -5 is over here, and I'm going to the left. So if I go to the left, what did we decide here? My numbers will increase. So I have to move 10 steps to the left, so I can put 10 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So if you count, it will be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. But we decided on one thing. Now, if you go to the left of the 0, the numbers will be negative. So this is -15, and therefore my answer is -15. Let's do another example here, right? We'll do the same thing. This is my start. And this is telling me I have to add. Add means my value will go up. So I'm going to go to the right side, go right. And this 8 is telling me by 8 points. So what will I do? I'll do the same thing. I'll draw the line. I'll say here is my 0. Now where is -12? The -12 is over here. Okay. Now what I will do is I have to move 8 points to the right. So if I go in this direction towards the 0, the numbers are decreasing now, right? So be careful with that. So it will be, I need to put 8 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now this is 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and 4. So I can say here the value will be 4, but it is still on the left side of the 0. It will be -4, and therefore my answer is -4. We can now do one more example, and this time it will be a little bit more complicated example because it involves 3 digits rather than 2 digits, right? or I can say 3 numbers rather than 2. So I'll do the same thing. I will not worry about this minus 6. I'll only consider these two at one time, and I'm going to say this is my start. This means I need to go right, and this means by 4 points, right? So I'll say again, here's my number line. Say here is the 0 mark, minus 10 is somewhere here. How many points do I need? I need to go right. Go right means I'll go towards 0, so the numbers will decrease. After 0 only, they'll start increasing. So it will be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So 10, then 9, 8, 7, and 6. But still on the left side of the 0, it will be minus 6. So I can write down, if I do minus 10 add 4, it will become minus 6. I did nothing to this minus 6. I will bring it down as minus 6. Now what I need to do is, I need to do the same thing that I did here. This is my start, right? This is telling me go left. And this is by 6 points. So what I do, this is my start. This is, let's say this is start 1, this is start 2. So I'm going to go left. How many points? 6. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to put 2 more marks here. And if you go backwards, now your numbers are going to go up. So it's going to be minus 7, minus 8, minus 9, minus 10, minus 11, and minus 12. So my answer will be minus 12. Okay, so I'm going to say, let's quickly highlight this section here. So I did this question in 2 steps. So you just have to follow the method, and if you follow the method, these questions will become very easy and accessible for you. Now I've done a couple of 3 examples for you. Now here are some questions that you can try. Okay, you can try these questions and see how it goes. Okay, so I hope you find this video useful. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you later.